Welcome folks to another amazing episode here at Orthoflix. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Harry. I believe that everybody has heard of a foodborne disease. Foodborne disease, who is at risk? You are at risk, I am at risk, everybody is at risk. But first of all, let's look at this.
News alert now. Georgia is one of 5 states impacted by an E. coli outbreak.
And right now, the Centers for Disease Control does not know where it all started. But Good Day's Natalie Foltz joins us.
At least 13 people have died owing to a cholera outbreak in parts of the country, most notably the north. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says that over 500 people are battling the illness, majority of whom are children. With 12 of the
deaths, safety experts say it's like lightning striking twice. The very same strain of E. coli found in contaminated romaine lettuce last year is once again in romaine lettuce this year, and it's causing sickness. 32 people in 11 states and 18 people in Canada, in Ontario and Quebec, falling sick just since last month.
As you prepare to sit down with family and friends for Thanksgiving dinners, Americans are being warned to stay away from all romaine lettuce everywhere over new health concerns. The CDC says the leafy vegetable is connected to E. coli, to an outbreak that's made at least 32 people sick in 11 different states. 13 people have already been hospitalized. Anna Warner is at a New York supermarket where the lettuce has already been removed.
Chipotle once proclaimed itself the healthy alternative to traditional fast food, and it rode that message all the way to high profits. Lately, the company has found itself on the defensive for making hundreds of people sick and losing millions in sales. Here's how it all happened, but you might want to finish your burrito.
More than 1,000 students in 22 schools nationwide have been affected by a massive outbreak of food poisoning. Authorities say the students were exposed to school lunch cakes that were contaminated by salmonella.
3 days ago, some 50 students at this school experienced symptoms of food poisoning such as high fever, stomachache, and diarrhea after eating school lunch.
Dirty water flowing through Haiti streets during the rainy season is spreading the disease, now flooding hospitals with patients.
The situation is terrible. Inside the hospital, they're overcrowded. They're not overcrowded. It's beyond overcrowded.
Cholera is a bacterial infection spread by poor sanitation. It causes diarrhea and dehydration so severe, victims can lose more than a quart of water an hour.
So do public health officials think they can get this thing under control? It doesn't sound like it.
You know, I spoke to experts today, and they're extremely concerned. I mean, the rebuilding of Haiti has gone very, very slowly. People still living on top of each other in unsanitary conditions. And if this spreads to Port-au-Prince, where there are millions of people, the effects could be devastating.
Microbes, otherwise known as microorganisms. They are part of the biosphere. They live in the biosphere, and the main include bacteria, fungi, protozoa, viruses, but some scientists classify viruses as non-living organisms. You may also add on prions or prions, but mostly these organisms occur in people who practice cannibalism or eat raw meat. Most importantly, these microorganisms are vital to humans and the environment since they participate in Earth's elementary cycles like a nitrogen cycle and a carbon cycle. They are also exploited by human beings in biotechnology, both in traditional food and beverage preparation and modern technologies based on genetic engineering. However, these yet important microbes can be potentially harmful, can be pathogenic, can cause diseases and illness if introduced into the human body. One way in which these potentially harmful microbes get into our bodies is through the food we eat or ingest, hence the name foodborne disease. So how can you protect your family or protect yourself from a foodborne disease or foodborne illness? That's why this video is important for you. I made it just for you. So the above headlines, they are reported each and every year. Researchers estimate that about 30% of people in the developed countries are affected by foodborne illness or foodborne disease each year or every year. So how does this affect you? Some people get angry, worried. Some people get concerned about food safety of the family. Where was the food made? How was the food prepared? What are the measures that were put in place to ensure that this food will be safe for human consumption once it reaches the market or at the final destination? In third world countries, foodborne and waterborne diseases affect millions of people, and children are the most affected. Food items are exposed to wind, rain, dust and flies. The reports about foodborne illness make people scared, and most of them will want to protect their families Is it really possible to protect your family from unsafe food? The Canadian Food Inspection Agency states, if unsafe food makes its way to the groceries, it makes headlines. But also unsafe food that can cause a foodborne illness can happen as a result or can happen from what we do or what we do not do in our own kitchens. So what can you do to protect your family from a foodborne illness? We will consider 4 ways that will help you to make your food safer. So who are at the risk of a foodborne infection or foodborne disease? Who are the most vulnerable? Children under the age of 5, pregnant women, immunocompromised patients, people over the age of 70 or people in their 7th decade and above. So if you fall into this category, please be careful with the food you prepare, food you serve, and the food you eat. Food safety begins with your shopping. Some countries, or let me say most countries in Africa, they practice farming. And this is mostly their source of food, which is so much different with the first world countries, who most of them shop for their food. Unless you grow your own food, your first encounter with food will be at the market, supermarket or shopping malls. So when you go shopping, how do you ensure that you select healthful food? The first thing to do, plan your routine. Shop for non-perishable foods first, advises the Food Safety Information Council of Australia. Leave food items out of a fridge or freezers. If you are shopping or buying hot food, ensure that you pick it just before you return home. Consider or favor fresh food. Try to purchase fresh food when possible. This may include going early to the market. That's mostly when you'll find fresh food. For example, my dad owns a butchery. So if you go early in the morning, that's when you'll find fresh meat or fresh beef. The earlier you go, the fresher the beef you get. Inspect your food. Ask yourself, is the skin of my produce intact? Is the beef or meat free from unusual odor? Is the food pre-wrapped? Inspect the packaging. Damaged packages can allow poisonous bacteria to enter and damage the food. So it's good to check your packaging and see if it's intact. Normalize checking expiry dates. Why is this important? Experts warn that damaged food or expired food can still look fresh, can still taste good, can still smell good, but it can potentially make you sick. Pack your food safely. If you're using a reusable plastic bag or shopping bag, please ensure that you wash it thoroughly with warm water and soapy water. Carry meat and poultry or fish in separate bags so that they do not contaminate other foodstuffs. Train your children to look for expiry dates on any food packaging, especially snacks. Children like snacks, right? So train them. They should check the expiry date before buying, eating or taking any snacks. Number 2, keep it clean. In the operating room, the surgeon has to ensure that his operating field is sterile. How does he ensure that? He surgically scrubs. He sterilizes his working instruments. He ensures that anybody assisting in the surgery is sterile. And also the operating table and the operating field should be sterile. This is with the aim to protect the patient from contacting infection or picking infection from the operating room because of a contaminated surgical field. Just as a surgeon protects his or her patient, so can you when you are preparing your meals. You can extend the same by keeping yourself clean. Ensure that those people or anyone assisting in cooking is clean. Also ensure that your kitchen is clean and the food you are preparing or food you prepare is clean. Wash your hands. The Public Health Agency of Canada states that our hands carry about 80% common infectious diseases like cold and flu. So wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. That's the least estimated time by the CDC. Use soap and water to wash your hands and ensure that it's running water. Dry your hands with a towel before approaching any food stuff. Someone may ask why not alcohol hand rubs or alcohol sanitizers? This is because alcohol sanitizers are not effective against certain organisms, for example, spore-forming organisms like Clostridium difficile. So it's recommendable or advisable to use running water with soap because it's effective against such organisms. So ensure you do so before approaching any food stuff, before eating and after visiting the toilet. Keep your kitchen clean. One study revealed that even though the bathroom tends to be the cleanest place in the house or at home, the site in the house that was highly contaminated with fecal bacteria was dishes and sponges in the kitchen. Therefore, normalize changing your dishcloths. Wash them. Use soapy water or hot soapy water or disinfectant to clean your kitchen. Though not easy, but just try to keep your kitchen as clean as possible. Rinse your produce before the produce was sold. It may have been contaminated by water, animals, fecal matter, or other raw food. Even don't forget human beings, wind, dust and flies. Even if you plan to peel your vegetables or fruits, ensure that you rinse them thoroughly to remove harmful bacteria that may be present. Separate raw meat. To prevent spread of bacteria, ensure that you seal or securely wrap all meat, poultry, seafood and separate them from other food items. Use a separate cutting board, knife, or you may opt to wash them thoroughly with hot water and soap after and before raw meat and seafood or even poultry. Train your children to frequently wash their hands before eating and also to wash and discard any food that falls on the floor. Now that your tools and ingredients are clean, how can you now prepare your meals safely? Or how can you safely prepare your meals? Number 3, prepare and store food carefully. Food prepared carelessly warrants caution, for it can be potentially harmful or even deadly. To prevent foodborne illnesses, therefore, learn to prepare and store food carefully. Consider the following suggestions. Do not thaw meat at room temperature. Even though the meat may still look frozen as it does on the counter, says the US Department of Agriculture, the outer layer of the food could be in danger zone between 40 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius. These are temperatures at which bacteria multiply rapidly. So instead, thaw food in a refrigerator, microwave or under cold water in a package that will not leak. Ensure that you cook thoroughly. According to the World Health Organization, proper cooking kills almost all dangerous microorganisms that may be present in food. When cooking food, especially when preparing soup or stew, ensure that it reaches at least a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius, since it may be difficult or it can be difficult to judge the internal temperature of certain dishes. So many cooks use a meat thermometer. Serve the food soon. Cooked food should not be left at room temperature for so long, so serve it soon or even immediately. To prevent cold food from spoiling, keep it cold, and to prevent hot food from spoiling, keep it hot. Handle extra food wisely. Serve the meals you prepare immediately after cooking. If there's extra food soon after preparation, ensure that you freeze it in small portions to make it easy to defrost. If you store leftovers in the refrigerator, ensure that you eat them within 3 to 4 days. It should not exceed 4 days. Most importantly, don't forget to educate your children about food storage and reading instruction on about preparation of certain foods indicated on the food packages. Now at a restaurant, you have to trust someone else to prepare the food for you. So how can you protect your family when you decide or when you are eating out? Be observant when you eat out. Jeff, a 38-year-old man, very strong and healthy, took his family out to eat in a restaurant. This was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States of America. A month later, Jeff died of acute liver failure. Who was the culprit this time? Green onion, contaminated with hepatitis A. Almost half of money in one Western country is spent in restaurants. Yet in the same country, restaurant food is said to be the cause of half of all cases of foodborne illnesses in that country. It is true that when you eat out in a restaurant, someone else purchases the ingredients, cooks the food and cleans the kitchen. Nevertheless, you can decide where you eat, what you eat, and how you can pack food that you carry at home. Look around to see if the tables are clean, the tablecloths are clean, and the servers are clean and tidy. And if not, you may have to look for another restaurant. In some countries, health officers inspect these restaurants for cleanness, and they grade them, and they post this result for the public to see. I think that's a good thing and a good approach. Beware of doggy bags. The USA FDA advises that if you won't be arriving home within 2 hours of being served, don't take the leftovers with you, or you better not carry the leftovers home with you. If you have leftovers with you after having a meal, please go home directly and store them in a refrigerator. Train your children to avoid food that might be unsafe for eating or consumption. So if you take into consideration the steps we have discussed, you can make your food safer. You can take practical steps to enjoy your food. However, many factors are beyond your control. For example, you can't inspect each and every food that you prepare or purchase. You may have to buy food that has been processed and shipped from far. And some food that you may purchase may be contaminated by dangerous chemicals, human beings, animals, dirty water, flies, fecal matter, and any other contamination agents. In a report entitled foodborne disease control, a transnational challenge, officials from WHO state that some foodborne safety problems cannot be solved by national governments alone. They require international cooperation. Food safety is a global challenge, so please follow the steps that we discuss above for you to avoid food contamination, food poisoning, and foodborne illnesses. As always, stay happy and stay safe. Thank you.